I used to eat lunch at my desk every single day while working. I thought I was being efficient. I thought I was getting ahead. Then I tracked my productivity for a month and I discovered something that completely changed how I work from home. The afternoons I ate away from my desk, I got more done. So I tried an experiment: 30 days without eating lunch at my desk. Here's what actually happened to my productivity in my afternoon focus. If you work from home, you've probably eaten lunch at your desk. Or maybe you're eating lunch at your desk right now because it feels efficient, right? You can keep working, you don't waste 30 minutes, you're being productive. But here is what I discovered after tracking this for 30 days. Eating lunch at my desk was making me worse at my job. My afternoons were terrible. I'd hit a wall at 2 p.m. Simple task took twice as long. I'd reread the same email several times. So I tested something: eating away from my desk every single day for 30 days. Even when I was busy, even when I had deadlines. Here is what actually happened, because the results surprised me. Hi, I'm Vesna, and on this channel, I share real experiments as a work from home mom in a new state. Not advice, not what you should do, just I tried this, here's what actually happened. This video is about a very specific habit I changed: where I eat lunch. Sounds small, but for work from home productivity, this one shift changed my entire afternoon experience. I'm going to walk you through exactly why I was eating at my desk, what happened when I stopped, and the honest truth about when I still break this rule. Because, spoiler, I'm not perfect at this. Some days I still eat at my desk, but most days I don't. And those days are noticeably better. Let me tell you what my typical workday looked like. I'd work from 8 a.m. to noon, regular hours, hit lunchtime, feel hungry, think I'll just make something quick and keep working. I'd make a sandwich or heat up leftovers, bring it to my desk, eat while responding to emails or while working on the report or while scrolling Teams to make sure I wasn't missing anything. Lunch would take maybe 10-15 minutes, but I'd be working whole time. Then I'd work from 12:15 to 5 p.m. straight through. And by 2 p.m., I was tired. My brain was foggy. I'd stare at my screen, read the same paragraph over and over. Simple task that should take 20 minutes would take an hour because I couldn't focus. But I kept eating at my desk because I thought I'm being efficient, I'm maximizing my work time. I can't afford to take a 30-minute lunch break when I have so much to do. And as a work from home mom, I felt extra pressure to prove I was working because nobody could see me. My manager couldn't see me at my desk. My colleagues couldn't see my effort. I was performing productivity instead of actually being productive. Then one day, I had back-to-back meetings through lunch. I literally could not eat at my desk because I was on a video calls. I ate quick lunch in the kitchen at 1:30 p.m. 5 minutes, standing up, and my afternoon was noticeably better. I got more done between 2 and 5 p.m. that day than I had in all week. And I thought, wait, what if eating at my desk is actually making me less productive, not more? So I decided to test it. 30 days. The rule was simple: no eating lunch at my desk. I could be at kitchen table, back porch, dining room, anywhere that wasn't my desk, even if I only had 10 minutes, even if I had a deadline, even if I was in the middle of something. When lunchtime came, I left my desk. This felt wrong at first. And the first few days, I'd sit at my kitchen table eating lunch and thinking about work, mentally composing emails, planning my afternoon, not actually taking a break, just sitting somewhere else while still working in my head. But I committed to 30 days. No matter how uncomfortable it felt, And week one was uncomfortable. I'd sit at my kitchen table or on the back porch, eat my lunch, and feel guilty the entire time. I think I should be working right now. There is an email I need to respond to. I should check Teams. I finish lunch in 10 minutes and I want to immediately go back to my desk. My afternoons that week slightly better than when I was eating at my desk, but not dramatically, because I was not actually taking a break mentally. I was just sitting somewhere else while thinking about work. The lesson from week one: physically leaving your desk isn't enough if your brain is still at your desk. Week two, something shifted. I started actually using my lunch break as a break, not just sitting somewhere else. I'd eat, then I'd read a few pages of a book, or I'd look out of the window, or just exist for 15 minutes, not try to be productive. My afternoons got significantly better. That 2 p.m. wall still there, but not as intense. I could focus better. Tasks that used to take an hour were taking half an hour. And I was getting more done in my afternoon work hours than when I was saving time by eating at my desk. The thing I thought was making me productive was actually making me less productive. During week two, I discovered I had to stop looking at screens during lunch, even non-work screens. At first, I'd eat my lunch away from my desk, but I'd pull out my phone, scroll YouTube, my favorite. I thought, at least I'm not working, but that was wrong. The days I scrolled my phone during lunch, my afternoon were not as drastically better. And I realized my brain doesn't care if the screen is work or social media. It's still a screen. It's still stimulation. It still need a real break that I wasn't giving it. This was harder than I expected because the compulsive temptation to pull out the phone and start scrolling while eating, oh, that was so strong. It felt so boring to just sit and eat. I felt uncomfortable not to be consuming content. But when I resisted temptation, my afternoons were very different, much better. On days when I took a real lunch break away from my desk and away from screens, my afternoon focus was sharp. Tasks took less time, I made fewer mistakes, and I still had energy up until 5 p.m. The data was obvious. The 20 minutes I saved by eating at my desk was costing me hours of afternoon productivity. After 30 days, I tracked the difference. When I ate at my desk, average time to complete afternoon task was about quarter longer, 5% longer. Number of errors I had to fix later was noticeably more. Energy levels were much lower at 5 p.m. Here's what I realized this experiment was about. It's not about where you're actually eating your lunch, it's about how you treat yourself as a work from home professional. When I was eating at my desk, I was signaling to myself that I'm not worth a break. I was treating myself worse than I treat an office employee. I was performing productivity instead of actually being productive. And I was trying to prove I was working when nobody could see me. And when I started eating away from my desk with no screens, I was signaling to myself, I deserve a real break, like a professional who's worth caring for. I was prioritizing actual productivity over appearance of productivity. I stopped trying to prove anything. I gave my brain and my eyes actual rest. So here's how my lunch routine looks like now after those 30 days. Most days I eat away from my desk with no screens. Sometimes it's 20 minutes at the kitchen table. Sometimes it's 10 minutes outside on the porch. Sometimes it's just standing at the kitchen eating leftovers. I don't make it complicated, and I'm not trying to make it perfect. And I just eat somewhere else, resisting the urge to scroll. Some days, 1 to 2 days a week, I still eat at my desk when I have a very urgent deadline or when life is chaotic and I need to just get through the day. And that's okay. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm human, and my goal is just to make my default eating a way rather than exception. And honestly, some days I cheat and I look at my phone during lunch, but I do notice the difference in my afternoon productivity in those days. The phone scroll days are noticeably worse than no screen days. Try it. 3 days. Lunch away from your desk if you're working from home. Um, leave your phone in another room, put it face down, no buzzers. Just try it. And you're not wasting time by taking screen free lunch. You're investing those 15 minutes back to your hours of productivity in afternoon. If you're a work from home professional struggling with afternoon focus or that 2 p.m. energy slump, try this. It's simple and it might change your entire afternoon experience. Do you treat yourself like you're worth taking care of? If you try this experiment, even just for 3 days, screen free lunch, away from your desk, come back and tell me if your afternoon felt different. And if you're also figuring out how to work from home in a way that's actually sustainable, I share more experience on this channel. So please hit subscribe. See you next week.